Poppin', y'all. This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see you too. So listen, waking up is hard. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let me say it again. Waking up to the true nature and aspect of who you are is extremely difficult and hard. Imagine one day being able to just wake up and the energy shifts in a way to where you have to finally wake up to your true authentic self, like shedding the layers of programming that you have been conditioned to learn and know about who you are versus you knowing who you really are for real. That means shedding away a whole entire veil that you have constructed around yourself to make yourself feel comfortable as far as engaging or being around other people. Now you have to figure out how to shed away that veil. Listen, coming from experience, it is extremely difficult, extremely hard, and extremely uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's not something you go into with a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing you want to do as you're breaking this veil open is point the blame. Blame someone. You know what I'm saying? For having to break down your crafted, constructedly built wall around yourself and building a new one. You know what I'm saying? Of you being your true authentic self. Everybody wants to point the finger at someone. Everybody wants to judge somebody. Everybody wants to be mad at anyone. You know what I'm saying? Simply because it makes you feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And again, just someone who, for example, myself, who wasn't really familiar with change. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you have to get your body and your mental and definitely your spirit in getting used to change. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, when it comes time for you to have to break that veil of what you built as far as comfort to, you know what I'm saying, be appealing to other people, that it almost make people mad. You know what I'm saying? They almost want to point the finger at anybody because it's almost as if the thoughts that you have, just someone who's experienced it personally, like, why am I going through this? Why would you put me through this? Why would you know what I'm saying, do that to me? Why would you make me feel that way? Like, you feel so many emotions and so many thoughts, and it's so uncomfortable that the first thing that you trained your mind to do is to point the finger and blame someone, because it just makes you feel more comfortable when you do that. But again, being uncomfortable is how you grow. How about stop pointing the finger and being able to take a deeper look into how you carefully constructed a veil around who you are to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? And now that you have the ability to set yourself free and be in a world where it's beneficial to be yourself, you have to, like I said, knock the wall down and rebuild it back over. And sometimes it be hard to let go of them blocks. It be hard to let go of certain bricks that you formed that kept you comfortable. Sometimes people don't even want to let go of them. You know what I'm saying? They want to stay holding on to those bricks that they built because that's the only way they feel comfortable, especially if you've done that because you grew a barrier of not trusting people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have grew up in chaotic, toxic situations and households that those bricks kept us safe. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like a guard against our heart. So when you're challenged to grow, you know what I'm saying, and wake up to understanding that you don't have to live in a life where those bricks are there to protect you because you want to live your life feeling hurt, and now you have the chance to be free, people get scared. You know what I'm saying? People don't be understanding. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm telling you, when you free those bricks that you built to keep you comfortable around your heart, your energy elevates. And then when people see that about you, they start to target you. Like, how come we still struggling as far as trying to remove these bricks that we built around our heart to keep us safe, and you just walking around with no bricks? Like, what makes you so special? What makes you so better? You know what I'm saying? Listen, the fact that I couldn't been afraid of my background work. I had to go in my backyard, in my closet, and actually do the healing. I didn't have a choice. And it made me a better person. I wouldn't take it back for nobody. So if you feel uncomfortable, I personally don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is not about you. It's about me. You know what I'm saying? And being and wanting better for myself. But because of the way the energy operates on the planet, and because of the way a lot of people have been constructed to form those bricks around their heart to be safe, they think you're the target without even realizing, no, you're the target of your own self. And you taking it out on somebody else simply because you don't want to look at your own backyard. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of waking up. Now, again, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people that we underestimate be the strongest. You know what I'm saying? Because they get up every day and they continue to fight the battle, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And it helps them become stronger in who they are because they actually want the change. The ones that back out too soon and give up entirely, it's just not something they're willing to face. It's too hard. You know what I'm saying? But again, you got to really think about it. If we made it this far in life for a whole energy transfer to be ourselves on a planet where we've cultivated and built veils around ourselves and who we really are, why, you feel me, you can't do it if you manage to get past all the other things that you've done in your life? Sometimes we didn't make the best choices. We did what we thought was best, and it may not have come out with a good outcome, but we learned from it and we kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? What don't kill you make you stronger, and that's facts. So listen, if you're at a point now where you have the ability to wake up and grow and become better, to evolve with the energy on the planet, why not take your chance? You know what I'm saying? To become better and understand it's gonna hurt. It's like dying and being reborn. That's exactly the process of what's happening, because you are killing a part of your old self that you've learned how to construct to keep yourself safe, and being reborn to be able to experience life in a different way. It's the best thing you could ever do for yourself, because if you feel like you can continue to live in a way where you're going to use your old method of thinking and operating to fit the people that are waking up, you're going to have a hard time adjusting to them, and you're going to automatically come off with hatred and insecurity, you know what I'm saying, and jealousy and envy, because you're refusing to, you know what I'm saying, die and be reborn against people who have took the chance to die and become reborn, because, you know what I'm saying, they actually want to live. And when I mean live and be yourself. Not live and be a version of what you think people want you to be, because I'm telling you right now, that ain't fun. You know what I'm saying? It's only fun for other people, but it ain't fun for yourself. And then you start to get bored. You know what I'm saying? But when you kill a version of yourself and you become reborn, you look at life differently. Sometimes things gotta go away. You know what I'm saying? For you to form a new way of living, because you evolved. You can't keep holding on to things that serve you no justice, because as you're evolving, it's time to let it go. And I'm telling you right now, some people just can't fathom that like, that's just the hardest thing to understand. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to evolve, but they want to stay attached to the old way of thinking and being, and you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot do that, and that's going to confuse timelines. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to try to figure out why you still stuck, or why you having certain reoccurring thoughts, certain reoccurring emotions, because you're trying to take what's old into the new, and you can't do that. But it's something you can't fight, because imagine being able to get to a state of peace. You're going to like it. You're going to love it. You're going to want it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you see somebody else living in their truth, it makes you want yours even more. But you're going to continue to stay stuck if you think that you could take the past and move it forward in the future. I used to think that, and I started to realize that I was holding too deep onto who I used to be. You know what I'm saying? And trying to bring it into the person that I'm creating, which is stopping my progress. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You got to be willing to understand and be okay with knowing that You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to lose some things, but what's ahead is going to be better than what you left behind. But again, all that shadow work you got to do in between, it's up to you and how much effort and work you put into it. And you're going to have to wait. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to go through that period of isolation. You're going to have to go through, you know what I'm saying, being by yourself. But it gets greater later. Like, nothing lasts forever. And that's something I had to experience by going through a situation where, you know what I'm saying, I thought I was stuck in it forever, but it really was challenging my mind, because I knew at some point this is going to be over. This is going to be a thing of the past. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to last forever. But I have to get my mind right and into adjusting that it's what it is right now. And then once you do that, it helps you get easier with processing information and processing timelines. But if you get stuck in a timeline because you think, oh, it's the end of the world, this is going to last forever, you get stuck there. You know what I'm saying? And so you basically may get out of that situation, but get into another situation with the same thinking pattern, which means you really didn't move forward. You just created more of what you didn't want. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that'll keep you stuck. So listen, waking up is difficult. It's extremely hard. It's not the funnest thing to do in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying to, ace a chemistry test and you didn't study. Once you get the test in front of your face, you have absolutely no idea what's on the test. So you just start writing stuff down. You don't even know if that's the right answer or not. You know what I'm saying? And it keeps you stuck, because now you thinking all week, I didn't even study for the chemistry test. I just wrote what I thought was the answers. And now you thinking, oh, did I pass or did I fail? And then when you get your paper back and you realize you failed, you still stuck there. Now you got to go back and study and take the test again. It's the same thing with life. You know what I'm saying? And it's very, very beneficial that you start to understand realistically the fact that waking up is going to take you on a ride. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be the best thing that you've ever done in your life, because you'll start to see who you've always been is someone you always wanted to be. But due to how you grew up or how you process information in situations, made you create a veil around yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then now you started to see the effects of doing that as you've grown older. And I think now is the time that if you do got kids, you don't want them to figure out how to create veils around themselves. You want them to be themselves. You feel me? So therefore they can know, you feel me, it's about law of attraction. I don't need to be a version of myself that I don't feel comfortable with to please you. I can be myself and attract the people that is going to love me for me. It feels way better. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to do that shedding. You know what I'm saying? Because that hurts when you think somebody for you and then they really not. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to cut them off. That takes a lot of mental work. You know what I'm saying? So again, waking up is difficult. Waking up, listen, people do it in all different types of versions and ways. You know what I'm saying? Some people, because of it being energy and it's not really a rule book, will try to stay stuck to the past and think they evolving. You know what I'm saying? They'll put on a mask and really still try to do you in. It's something that only you can understand once your mind, body, and soul is all together and you start to realize who you are. You know what I'm saying? Then you can be able to understand yourself as well as understand others. And I think that's a truly beautiful, authentic thing in waking up. It's hard. It's going to trigger you. It's difficult. You know what I'm saying? You got to purge. And some people just be upset. They be mad. You know what I'm saying? They don't know exactly how to handle something that's so new. You know what I'm saying? But if you ride the wave and understand that it comes with emotional shifts, it comes with thoughts, transparency, you know what I'm saying? And you get up every day and you fight the battle regardless, I promise you, over time, you're going to start to see the results and you're going to be glad that you didn't, you know what I'm saying, walk away from waking yourself up to being able to be you in a world where we've created mass to be able to please other people or be socially accepted. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.